So Logan Paul is getting sued and is blocking anyone that has anything to say about it. And I do mean anyone, because Logan Paul is ready to admit that anyone that invested in CryptoZoo, oh, they got played. But don't you worry, he's got a 3-step plan for you, including $1.3 million in rewards for those disappointed players. Yeah, thank you, CoffeeZilla. Wait, CoffeeZilla? You mean the guy he threatened to sue? Put a video out making fun of him and memeing him only to delete it when he got blowback? Yeah, thanks, CoffeeZilla. Yeah, what makes this even more precious is apparently Logan Paul thinks if you don't like that apology, you don't like that plan. It's not you, it's not players. Nope, it's the Matrix. The Matrix, it's real after all. He's the new target. But here's the thing, it's not the Matrix that's suing him, it's disappointed investors. You have Attorney Tom representing quite a few of them too. You and I, we're going to talk about this today. And remember, this isn't Logan Paul's first rodeo, not by a long shot. I mean, there's this little thing called Ding Doink. You may not remember it, but investors sure do. Ah, crazy times, huh? Crazy times indeed. Alright, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. By the way, I hope you are doing excellently. Now, I don't want to do a lot of backtracking, so if you haven't heard of CryptoZoo and the giant scam it is, I have one word for you, CoffeeZilla. He did a 3-part expose that is amazing, revealing this. And Logan Paul's initial reaction to CoffeeZilla was to make fun of the way he looks, the way he dresses, to try to financially intimidate through lawsuit before seeing blowback in the writing on the wall and saying, hey, I'm sorry, and thanks to that guy. Well, really? Well, just listen to what he has to say at the beginning, and you tell me if that's an apology.
CoffeeZilla is not a criminal. I called him, I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire, an ego flare, whatever it is, pride. I'm a fighter at heart, and I was defensive because I know I never scammed anyone with this project. I never made any money, never sold any tokens, and I only had the best intentions going in. But the fact is, suing CoffeeZilla is not going to help CryptoZoo holders, so I do need to focus my attention where it should be, which is on fans and supporters of me. You guys mean the world to me, so I'd like to announce my 3-step plan moving forward. Step 1, Jeff and I are going to burn our Zoo tokens so we have no financial upside in the game, and it will add value to holder tokens. Step 2, we want to offer a rewards program for players who are disappointed in the status of the game. So essentially you're going to be able to burn your base egg or your base animal for the mint price, which was 0.1 ETH or the equivalent in BNB. I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million right now for players who want to get out. And then step 3, obviously finish and deliver the game as outlined in the white paper by completing the egg bridge from ETH to BSC for base animals and base eggs, completing the marketplace, and obviously completing the releasing your animals into the wild to accrue your yield function. To say I am disappointed in how this was handled internally is an understatement. There's a full internal investigation going on along with an audit, and we are going to pursue full legal action for whomever needs to be held accountable. If any money is recovered in the process, it'll go right to the community. My sole obligation is to my supporters, and I know this video is long overdue. Here it is. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for how this has unfolded thus far, and I want people to know that they can trust me and that I'll always take care of the fans and people who support me. I appreciate your guys' patience while we do our internal investigation, and I promise to be transparent and disclose any information we find out in the process. And lastly, thank you, CoffeeZilla. You have catalyzed this, and I am very grateful for your work and your investigation, and I mean that. Thank you, bro.
Now, apparently, this newfound goodwill, it only extends so far. And I found this out myself because I asked, hey, how are you going to make good? What about other things like Dink Doink? I mean, hey, are we ever going to bring those things up? And Logan Paul, he apparently was seeking out anyone that said anything like this. He managed to block them out because, again, the noise that's coming in, you're not real people. You couldn't be investors or more. Nope, you are the Matrix. And while we're on it, here's a question for Logan Paul. Does he think he's the Neo in this story? You know, the one, and that everyone else represents the Matrix? Because the YouTuber, Attorney Tom, he breaks down all the flaws in this thing. You should check his video out. It has a really nice, catchy title called I'm Suing Logan Paul. Arbitration. You catch that there? I'm suing Logan Paul, and he makes it clear from go exactly what this means. Check it out.
I just want to disclaim, at this point in time, I represent a significant number of CryptoZoo victims. And if any of y'all have watched my channel before, you know I always try to provide objective legal analysis. But obviously, as the lawyer for these victims, I have an interest in advocating on their behalf. So please use that information and use your judgment as you see fit.
Now, Attorney Tom goes into more detail about who is being represented, the amount of loss, and arbitration, which we'll get into in just a moment.
At the time of releasing this video, my team and I currently represent victims from all over the world, ranging from consumers who lost a couple $100s to over $100,000. Additionally, we have officially filed our first arbitration action, and we anticipate many more arbitrations will be opened up in the near future.
Now, as far as that word arbitration is concerned, there is a defining of that. This is important, by the way, because you have to understand how the CryptoZoo terms of service sets up and what this actually means for people that are suing.
Arbitration is a provision in certain contracts that requires disputes between the parties to be resolved through arbitration rather than the court system. This means that if a dispute arises, the parties must work with a neutral third party, the arbitrator, to come to a resolution rather than going to court and having a judge or jury decide the case. Additionally, a class action.
Now, the CryptoZoo terms of service covers this, and it covers individual settlement versus class action lawsuit.
For residents of the United States and other jurisdictions that enforce binding arbitration, you and CryptoZoo agree that any dispute, claim, or controversy between you and CryptoZoo arising in connection with or relating in any way to these terms or to your relationship with CryptoZoo as a user of the service will be determined by mandatory binding individual arbitration. And further down below, we get some more relevant information as well. Again, they are really emphasizing this individual capacity. There will be no consolidated action, which is when you bring multiple claims together, unless both parties agree to it in writing. So clearly that is something they do not want.
Now, on top of that, we find out the mechanism for lawsuit. We find out who would be arbitrating, where exactly that sets up.
Get some more information on the procedure that we are going to have to go through. Here it says that the arbitration association assigned to these claims is going to be the Judicial Arbitration and Mediation Services, or JAMS. This is a very popular and highly used arbitration service, the JAMS service, and the seat and venue of the arbitration is the state of Delaware. The arbitration will be conducted before one commercial arbitrator from JAMS with substantial experience in resolving commercial contract disputes.
And again, this isn't Logan Paul's first rodeo, but it is one that he is going to face accountability with, accountability he doesn't necessarily get to control. Check out Attorney Tom. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. If you're a victim of this, you should definitely watch it. And just because Logan Paul wants to block you for discussing it, yeah, discuss it loud and share it everywhere. Anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. I think there's going to be a lot more to it too. Yeah, leave comments. Check out the links in the description if you want to help out the channel as well. But share this thing. Make sure everyone sees it. Appreciate you being here too. Thank you. Going to end here. Blocked by Logan Paul. Who would have thought that? Oh man, thanks.